Happy New Year to you all, guys, wherever you are in the world. And as you can probably guess, it's the 1st of January 2021 and it's Friday. So I just want to wish you all a very happy and prosperous New Year. Things hopefully will be better this year. Now we have at least 2 vaccines to be distributed, and the NHS are under extreme pressure. You don't need me to tell you that. So come on, guys, do your bit. Keep yourselves indoors and stay safe. Be practical and keep yourselves out of harm's way, guys. Right, I've got the kettle on and we're just going to have a cup of coffee. I've came up this morning and down the path that I said where there's all the brambles and trees and whatever you were starting to hang over. I've made a start on that. And I've started to cut some of that back, the worst of it at least, that was catching on the cars. I was coming up the path. So that's another job jobbed. Today, it's going to be all about the pigeons. So what I'm here to do today, once we've had this cup of coffee, is I'm going to go into the lofts and start selecting the breeders that I'm keeping. And whilst I'm doing that, we'll video the birds close up before we actually put them into the shed. We'll get them in a basket, we'll set the camera up, we'll go through the birds, we'll go through the colours, and then we'll show you me putting them into the shed and them all finding. There will be a bit of fighting initially while they all establish picking themselves a new nest box and who's going where. Some of the birds I've already made a mental note of the ones I'm keeping, and they will just go back to the boxes they used last year, like the brown spread cock and the blue Barless cock and the white bar cock. That's just and then there's an indigo cock as well. That's 4 birds that I know for certain that are definitely going in here, right off the top of my head. And all those birds have been in there before and they already have a box. Whether they can hang on to it once the new birds go in or not is another kettle of fish, but more often than not they do. So yeah, enough babbling for now, guys. I'm just going to have this cup of coffee and then we'll get straight into the pigeon video and we'll start to show you the birds that I've decided I'm going to keep. So I just want to say I hope everybody's staying safe, being practical and keeping themselves out of harm's way. Please follow the guidelines, guys, and hopefully we can put this nasty pandemic to bed once and for all in 2021. If you aren't already subscribed, please do think about hitting the subscribe button and then the little bell icon on the right, and that will alert you every time I put up a new video. For now, guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you shortly. Right, guys, just setting the camera now. I've got the lapel mic on as well, the wireless mic, just to see if it's going to help things a bit better. Just trying to find the best angle for you guys. I'm not sure how well you can see this. Right, so I've selected some of the birds that I'm going to keep. I'll give you a look at these now. Now, this is a youngster I bred this year, and I was trying to put the brown into the almonds as well, and I successfully done that on the very first pairing of the brown spread cock to my good almond hen. So this is the first almond you can see here, guys. Hopefully you can see this okay, because I can't see the camera to see what's going on, but you can see we've got some lovely beautiful brown variegated flights in here and lots of brown splashes in the pigeon itself. So yeah, he'll be good in the breeding loft for producing hopefully brown splashed almonds. He's also got blue. I'm not sure how well you can see this, guys, because I can't see the camera, but he's also got blue splashing in there as well, and he's a very pretty pigeon, as you can see, guys. Very, very pretty pigeon indeed. So I'm hopefully this is coming out on the camera okay, and you can see this, guys. You can see he's a lovely pigeon. He's a 2020 pigeon. He was only bred this year and he's one for keeps. So we'll put him in the loft and let him start looking around to find himself a box. I'll just put the bar in so he doesn't escape. Now the next one I selected is another this year's bred youngster. I actually had these on the website for £20 each, but that was a silly thing to do, but thankfully they didn't go because they were only still shown as youngsters. And as you can see, this has turned into a beautiful ice blue. I hope you can see this, guys. This has turned into a really beautiful ice blue. Now I'm not 100% certain on him. I think he's a cock, but we'll soon know once we get him in this loft with these other pigeons whether he's a cock. It was a bit difficult to see because I actually thought they were both hens right up until now, and it was only when I went in to catch the other ones I seen him fighting with another pigeon and stand his ground, so I do believe he is a hen. That is a cock rather. So that's another one for keeps. And for those who don't know, he came out of a Barless cock. He came out of this Barless cock I have that I'm keeping as well. So that carries the Barless gene as well. And my hopes are to put Barless, my hopes are to make Barless ice. So yeah, but we're having to be very selective on what we're keeping here, guys. So yeah, as it happens, I don't have as many cocks that I want to keep as I thought I first had, but we still need to go through them. So the next pigeon we have here is a Almond, a steel grey Almond, and again is a beautiful pigeon. As you can see, it's very much like the Almond gene. They have the black splashing and black flecking. He hardly had any when he came, when I bought him as a youngster, and he's now getting much more black splashing in the tail and the wings, and there's even a couple of flights there fully variegated. Now these are, they breed very much like almonds, but I'm led to believe you can put Almond to Almond. However, I'm not entirely sure. I have a funny feeling that the Almond is an almond, to be honest with you, but that's just my opinion, guys. Don't take my word for it. I bet my main aim is to just show you the birds, and hopefully you're seeing this coming out okay on the camera. So that's another one for keeps. That's a Almond cock. He has already bred some nice pigeons. There's 2 youngsters in there off him last year, and they will be going on the website. He was paired to an Opal hen this year, sorry, and there's 2 youngsters in there off him that have turned out really nice, and they are Opal Almond. He's actually just gone straight back to his box. He knows his box, so he's already gone back there. The next pigeon is one of my favourites, and he's bred me some really nice pigeons. He's the father of this pigeon is the father of the ice birds. He's a Dutch import. I imported him from Holland in 2018. And he came to me as a youngster from Holland, and as you can see, he's a barless blue. He doesn't have the bars like a traditional pigeon. He is the father of the 2 ice pigeons as well. I'm undecided whether to let the second ice pigeon go or not. I'll have to have a think about that one. As you can see, a nice barless cock, guys. Hopefully this is coming out on the camera okay, and you can actually see these. A barless blue cock, and as I say, he's a Dutch import. We brought him in as a young bird last year. I'm actually just looking now, we've got one of the cocks running around on the floor, and it's looking like this ice is a hen, but we'll keep her anyways. So we might even keep her and put her back to that barless cock, and see if we can get some barless ice this year. We'll put it to the barless, we'll put him to the ice hen to start with, and then I'm going to put him to the brown barless hen that I still have left, which will be getting kept as well, guys. Now this pigeon's a very interesting pigeon. This came to me as a baby as well. I purchased this as a baby, and it came from the UK, but this is an Indigo, guys. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but it has a steel grey head, like a steel grey head, and it's obviously crossed into red pigeons, this one. It's not the best colour to cross indigo to, however, he's a very nice pigeon, and he breeds some fantastic youngsters. I've had some really good youngsters out of this pigeon, and as you can see, he looks a bit like a Milky. He has some faint brown bars, but the indigo, as you can see, is splashed all over him. He's actually a photograph on one of my earlier videos, I think it was video 6, saying, looking at the rare coloured pigeons. He was out in the area there, we took a snapshot of him, and I think he's up on video 6 as the main image. Again, a really nice pigeon, guys, and he's bred me some. I've had about 6 different coloured birds out of this cock with the hen that he's normally paired to, which is an indigo check hen. And again, he should just go back to his box. But it is looking like this ice is a hen rather than a cock. But that's only a bonus. We can put her back to the Barless cock. Another good pigeon in the breeding loft is this lovely brown khaki cock. Some people call them khaki. Again, is another Dutch import. I imported him from Holland in 2018, and he has bred me some lovely fantastic pigeons. He's also the father of the very first Almond I showed you, putting the brown into this. He's a brown spread, so we're putting he's a brown T-check actually. If you look very carefully, you can actually just see the checking markings in the wing. He's a lovely pigeon, very placid, and he's bred me some really nice young brown pigeons. And as I say, we tried to put the brown into the Almond this year with an Almond hen, and we were successful with the very first bird that we put in there, and it's a one for keeps guy. So we'll put him back in there, and he'll probably go right back to his box. There we go. I don't know if you can see, but he just flew straight up into this top box, which is his box. This ice is definitely a hen. All the cocks chasing her all around the place. I did think she was a cock, but I got it wrong. It just shows you guys you can get them wrong. Now this one here is actually a project bird, and I bought this a while ago to put the white bar into some of the pigeons, and he has done that on many occasions. He also breeds some fantastic colours, really fantastic colours, with the indigo hen that I've now paired him to. And I paired him to an indigo bar last year. If you put indigo with opal, which is basically what he is, he's a white bar opal. You get the white far more intense than you can see on him. He's also really the wrong colour because he's over a Milky, I think, or he's over the red factor. So he's not perfect, but he has bred me some really good pigeons. The other thing that I don't like about him really is he carries pied. He has pure white flights, and he has some white splashing around the head as well, guys. Now, I don't like putting the pied factor in, but he does occasionally breed them without pied. And he has bred some really bonny pigeons. Most of them have been sold. In fact, I don't think I have anything left of him at all. Every youngster of him sold and went like hotcakes last year. He will also go back to his box, and he already has, straight in that top there. The Barless cock looks like he's picked himself a different box out this year. He's moved over one because there's a vacant box in there now, but in more probability he will go back to his correct box. Obviously the other ones that have never been in here before don't know what's going on. It's all new to them, and they're having a look around trying to find themselves a nest box. So what I've also decided now, guys, is the frill stencils are going in here with these as well. Try and condense everything down. So this is the original frill stencil cock that I started with, or rather it's a toy stencil, this pigeon, and he's not a standard racing pigeon. He's a Lebanon, and he was very expensive, so was the female. But you can see this is a typical of the toy stencil gene. You see these white spotting up the flights, and in this instance he's a barred pigeon, so he's got the white bars. and then you also see the white spotting on the tail. Now he is the father and grandfather of the ones I've bred this year. We used the two F1 hens that came off him paired to an Andalusian hen, and most of the youngsters that came off that pair. However, we also used an F1 of him to go to the white check, and we got some really nice pigeons out of them as well, guys. We got some visuals out of them as well. So he's never been in this loft before, so they're going to take a little while. They are doing a bit of fighting here while they establish themselves a new box. Sorry, my nose is running like a tap. And then last but not least for now, and then we'll have a little break, is a white check cock that we purchased in, again, frill stroke toy stencil. And I say that because it's hard to identify. The toy in frill stencil is a very difficult gene, and most of the birds do carry both toy and frill. The toys tend to have more spotting on the tail. He does have some spotting on the tail, but I think he only has the one flight that has a spot, and there it is, as you can see, guys. And again, I managed to get this pigeon for a good price. Now he's Lebanon cross, so he's already been put to a racing pigeon, and he's lost a lot of the Lebanon type, which is the big head. He does still have a rather big head, but we'll breed that out of these guys. I did toy with the idea as well of keeping some of them Lebanon type, because they do sell well. And as you can see, again, another beautiful example of a toy stroke frill stencil. This is my favourite colour, this, guys, and this is what we're aiming for to produce more of. Lovely pigeon, beautiful. And again, we'll put him in here and he can start looking around trying to find himself a box. I deliberately left him until this late to put into this shed. One, it was less work because I didn't have this one to clean out, and two, I wanted to get them through the molt in the other shed so that when we clean those out, all the feathers under the floor. So these birds are pretty much starting clean in here. And a lot of these birds, as I say, will pick themselves a new box. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we don't include the ice has turned out to be a hen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8 birds in here. The ice will have to come back out as it's a hen. But she will be coming back in here and going to that Barless cock. See if we can get some Barless ice this year. For now, guys, that's pretty much it. Go and have a quick cup of coffee, and then we'll go and see what else there is to select and put into this loft. I'll see you shortly, guys. Stay tuned. Right, guys, as you can see, I'm having a cup of coffee, as usual. Right, I'm swapping between the two cameras as well, guys, because I don't know how much storage I've got on the other one, and that's the only one that works with the wireless microphone. So what I noticed from the playback on that is that microphone is extremely sensitive, and I probably had it a little bit high, so I apologise if the audio is a bit off-putting. We'll try and get it right for the next clip, so that I'm not into the microphone. I also didn't have it quite high enough, but it's difficult because of the program. You have to use an app so you can use an external mic, and that normally I can have, like this one here, I've got it facing me, I can see everything that's going on while I'm doing the recording, but you can only have it in the looking away from you when you use the audio. Don't ask me why you can't spin the camera in the opposite direction. It's just a feature of the app that doesn't allow you to do that, unfortunately. So hopefully you have enjoyed that little bit of footage of the pigeons, especially for the people who came along for the pigeon videos. I'm going to have this cup of coffee, and then I'll go and have a look and see if there's anything else I'm going to keep. Now, it transpires that blue, I'm pretty certain now it is a cock, the ice blue. The minute I put it back into the other shed, it started chasing all the females, ones that I know are definitely hens. He started chasing them all around the floor and behaving like a cock again. So whether it's just because he'd gone into a strange loft, he was acting in the way he was, I really don't know. However, he's gone back in here again now, so that's 9 birds we've selected up to now in this shed. So he's gone back in there. One of two things is going to happen. he'll turn out to be a cock and he'll select himself a box and stick to it. Or B, we'll find him paired up to something in there, if he turns out to be a hen. We'll just have to wait and see how that one goes, guys. Now, if it turns out he is a cock, that's great. And the other one, I'm pretty certain, again, there's no certainty with pigeons, guys. I'm pretty certain the other one is a hen. And we'll keep her. And what we'll do is, if he turns out to be a cock, we'll put him back to the original ice hen to intensify the ice. And we'll put, although that could be difficult because the ice hen was paired to the Barless cock last year, they would need to be in different sheds. We'll have to see how this goes, guys. And use the other ice, which I believe is a hen, to the Barless cock, and see how it goes, guys. Or failing that, we can use the ice hen later in the season and put her back to the Barless cock for one more round, seeing as they turned out really nice. And we may even, depending on how the breeding season goes with the ice, we may even let the youngsters off that pair go as late breds at the end of the year, for anybody who might be interested. Most of the youngsters that come off these pigeons will be for sale, so if you're still looking for colours and we don't have any colours that you're particularly looking for this time round on the website, do keep in touch and we'll see what we have, and we might have something later in the year off the birds that I've selected to keep. So what I'm thinking now is, because we only have the 9 cocks in there, assuming the ice is a cock, we've still got plenty of room in there. So what I'm probably going to do is get the 3 Frill Stencil Blondinets in there as well. I did really want to keep them on their own, but I want to try and condense everything down, guys, so less sheds to clean out and all the rest of it. So, because I know I'm definitely keeping the Frill Stencils, and that's the project going forward, and we've already put 2 Frill Stencils. I've actually got another white check cock that I purchased off a good friend of mine as well, Howard. Again, I got him for a pretty good price. He's a Lebanon as well, so I have another white check cock that needs to go in this shed as well. So that's white check cock and at least 3 Blondinets to go in here. That's another 4 plus the 9 is 13, and that's probably about all we're going to put in there, guys. Everything else that I have will be for sale. I've obviously still got to select the hens that I'm keeping. Now, I do still have a lot of the Staff Van Riet pigeons, really good pigeons. Some of my own that I purchased off a guy that's local, who was still topping the fed in the combine right up until present day. And I bought a lot of Mark Cordwell's pigeons, which was my intention to get back into racing again, guys, and I was going to race these birds. And Mark Cordwell doesn't need any introduction to racing pigeons. He has some of the best Staff Van Riets that I know. So I have all of those, but unfortunately I'm not going to be racing anymore, so somebody will get some really good racing pigeons. And I don't want a massive amount for them either. I just want them to go to free up the room space. I might even put all of the Staff Van Riets in a shed together, just do a quick video on them all and say these are for sale and put them on for a job lot price. I'll probably let all of the Staff Van Riets go for 200 quid, and I paid more than that for 2 of them. Alright, they will and can all come with a pedigree. Some of them will be my own generated pedigrees, and the other ones that are the Mark Cordwell birds will come with their original pedigree. So probably for 200 quid, guys, someone's going to get a really good breeding stud of Staff Van Riet modern day racing pigeons. So yeah, first served, first come. Oh, sorry, should I say first come, first served if you're interested in the racing pigeons, guys. And then there will be a few coloured birds that will be going on the website. I've chunted on long enough now, guys. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, and then we'll give you another look when we put the rest of the birds into this shed next to me. Stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you later. Right, guys, we're going to set up for round 2 now. So I've selected the birds that I'm keeping. Oh, And as I said, it's pretty difficult to see whether I'm even in shot or not here, guys, but it's just a case of trial and error. I've dropped the microphone down a little bit as well, so hopefully we aren't giving you too much distortion now. So these are the last of the birds that I've decided I'm keeping cocks wise. So here we have a pigeon I bred myself in 2018, and I've hung on to this cock for quite a while, and undecided on many occasions whether I was going to let him go or not. But I'm pleased I kept hold of him now, because he can be used. He's a good type and size for the Frill stencils, for the Frill stencil project, and he's actually a barred pigeon. You can't actually see this very well, but he's actually got 2 bars. He could even be carrying the check pattern as well, guys. But he's a nice pigeon, nice size and type, the type I like, and he'll be a good crossing with the Frill stencils. I don't have many blacks, so we'll use him. Sorry, the microphone is all over the place. There we go, let's try that now. So yeah, he's going to be one that we're going to keep. And at long last he's going to get a chance to breed. We haven't bred anything off that cock yet. And next we have the Blondinets, guys. So what I want to do is I want to put this colour, which is also Frill stencil, into the racing pigeons, but they're a lot more variegated, as you can see. So I really want to breed them like this as well, with lots of patterning in the wings and in the tail, as you can see, guys. Now I will also breed some of these and keep them pure. As you can see, these birds have a very, very tiny beak, and they have a little crest on the head, and they have a frill down the breast. This one is a Blondinet, and we know it is a cock pigeon. So we're going to use this to cross over racing pigeons, guys, or cross with the Frill stencils, to try and get them more variegated with this pattern. This is the pattern I particularly like. So we're going to put these in here because they're getting kept, and so let these find a box as well, guys. Just need to remember to keep on shutting the top bar so they don't escape. I actually forgot about this bird, ironically, and it's one of my favourite colours. This is a Milky. This is a Milky blue bar pigeon, as you can see. They're very, very, very pale birds, and he bred some nice youngsters last year, and they all sold, with the exception of the late bred which I kept, which turned out to be a Milky Check. He's normally paired to a Milky Check hen. I only have the one cock left, and I only have one Milky Check hen. A lot of these birds did go over to the USA. Not last year just gone, but the year before. A guy ordered 9, and I had a lot more of the Milkies at that time, but we're down to just the one pair now and one hen. Again, another nice pigeon. Sorry about the microphone, guys. I'm trying to keep it so that I'm not heavy breathing into it, but hopefully it's still picking up the audio as well. And then here you can see it's knocking my microphone all over the place again. We have another Blondinet cock, guys. This one's better marked than the other one, actually. And as you can see, beautiful birds. We're going to put this patterning hopefully into the race birds, and again you can see they only have the little tiny short beak and the little crest and the frill, but that should all come out in the first cross, guys. And of course there is a bit of squabbling, so we need to get all of the birds that we're keeping in here in one go on the first day, and then basically they will eventually find themselves a box and settle down. Excuse me. And again, I'm not 100% certain whether this one is a cock or not, but I think this one is a cock, but we won't know. If we suddenly find it paired up in the shed with another bird, we'll know to separate it. And these are similar to the Blondinets, however it's a satinet, this one. And you can see the frill stenciling, but they are pied factor, they have white flights, they only have the patterning on the shield and the white flights. And this is going in here because I'm going to breed some and keep them like this as well, guys. I have 3 what I believe are hens over there, and again you'll see the spotting in the tail, so I'll probably carry in the toy. And again they have the very short beak and the little crest and the frill again down the centre. Now these birds can't feed their own youngsters, but we can give them youngsters off other pairs to rear and give their eggs to the other birds to rear. So we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, guys, as the old saying goes. We can basically get the small big birds reared by pigeons with big beaks, and we can get the pigeons with big beaks and they can rear them, and they can actually have a go at rearing youngsters rather than just doing without. Most people just float the eggs off onto the birds, and the poor birds don't go through a proper breeding cycle. But it's much better to I'm just looking at this white bar cock trying to pair up with a blondinet which I'm certain, or fairly certain, is a cock. He's trying to find himself a box, and the white bar cock has decided, now then, this ice is now definitely behaving like a cock. Definitely behaving like a cock, and it's trying to pair up with the Milky. It's definitely a cock. Yeah, that's good. That's good news. That's a cock, and the other one is a hen. So we'll be keeping both of the ice birds, guys. And now the Blondinet is starting to behave like a cock as well. I'm not sure about the satinet. If we find her in a nest box somewhere with another pigeon tomorrow, then it'll have to come back out. But I do think it is a cock. I just need to go in there because somehow I forgot to close off one of the nest boxes, and the birds are going inside the nest box. If you get 2 stuck in there, they'll end up fighting and drawing blood. So I just need to go in and close this box, guys. I'll see you in a minute. I don't know how I done this, but I forgot to close that nest box front. We don't want them going in and out of the boxes just yet, guys. We want them to find a nest box and stick with it first. Then we'll put the nest pans in the other side, then they'll know it's getting close to time. And then basically what we'll do is we'll open the box and let them go in and out for a day or 2. Then we'll close the box again, and we'll put the females that we want to go with them in the relevant boxes. What I'm going to have to be careful with this year is not to use hens to try and go with different cocks that's already been paired to a previous cock in here last year, and that could be rather difficult. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we've got 14 birds we've decided we're keeping, guys. That's 14 cocks in total. And there's 15 boxes, as you know. So we have 1 spare still. So 14 birds, that's all we're going to be keeping. We'll wait until they've selected the boxes and they're absolutely settled, and we'll close off the 15th box that isn't being used. So I hope you've enjoyed today's little video. Predominantly all about the pigeons. If you have, please put some comments in the sections below and just let me know that you have actually enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos like this, and we'll try and provision that. So we'll give you one final round up in the shed, and then that'll be it for today, guys. I'm not doing any more. I'm going down home and I'm going for some food. I'll see you shortly, guys. One last quick video, guys. I forgot about this. So we have got 15 boxes filled after all. This is another Lebanon Frill Stencil cock. This is the one that I got from Howard. We haven't bred anything off him this yet, but he is another Lebanon cock. As you can see, they have quite a big head on them, but we're going to bring the size down. But he's a very well marked pigeon, as you can see, so we're going to use him. Once these birds are settled in here, we'll get the bath in the aviary and let them all get bathed down. But, the good news is the ice is a cock. There we go, guys. 15 boxes, 15 pigeons, and that's it. Fasten all those up. They're being fed for today, so they'll get a feed tomorrow. Right, guys, so I'm just using the same camera that I've just been doing the last clip with, just to give you the final roundup. It's rather nippy at the moment. It's only 20 past 2, but I've decided I'm going down for something to eat, guys. I've done enough. Today still took a little while because I had all the camera gear to set up. At least the tripod's got its first use and the wireless microphone's got its first real test. Hopefully the second clip turned out a bit better than the first one. And yeah, we nearly forgot about the white Frill Stencil check cock that was in with the fantails. Now, we haven't bred anything off that yet. As I say, that's one that I just bought recently off a good friend of mine, Howard. And we'll be using him this year. So 15 boxes and there's 15 pigeons. We didn't think we were going to fill the 15. And I don't want to use, I know there is 20 boxes in total in there, but I don't want to use the bottom boxes, guys. It's getting a lot harder for me to get down there now. I hope you have enjoyed today's pigeon video. Trying not to mix anything at all with it this time, so it's just all about the pigeons. If you are interested in any of the birds that's going to be going on the site, then please do leave me some comments in the sections below. I'll also put a link in the description field there to the website, so that when the birds do get photographed and put up there, then you'll be able to go straight there as well. And I'll also put a link on my pigeon website back to YouTube for these videos. Anyone who might be interested in the job lot of Staff Van Reets, please leave me some comments and let me know if you're interested, and we'll get some video footage of those, and you can decide whether you want them. As I say, they'll be first come first serve, guys, with all of the birds. So hope you've enjoyed today's video. Again, a happy new year, and wherever you are in the world, stay safe, be practical, and keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.